Bob Weir, founding member of the Grateful Dead, has died at 78. For 6 decades, he was the rhythm guitar behind one of music's most revolutionary bands. This is his story. The news broke earlier today, and the music world is mourning. If you're not familiar with the Grateful Dead, here's what you need to know. They weren't just a band, they were a cultural movement. Their fans, called Deadheads, would follow them city to city, show to show. No 2 concerts were ever the same. And Bob Weir was there from day one, shaping it all. Today, we're looking at the life of a man who didn't just play music, he lived it, breathed it, and changed what it could mean for millions of people. December 31st, 1963. A teenage Bob Weir walks into a music store in San Francisco and meets Jerry Garcia. He's 16 years old. It's New Year's Eve, and neither of them knows they've just met their musical soulmate. Within 2 years, they'd formed the Grateful Dead. Weir became the rhythm guitarist, but calling him just a rhythm guitarist misses the point entirely. He didn't play rhythm like anyone before or since. Most rhythm guitarists stay in the background, keeping time, supporting the lead. Weir's guitar had conversations with Garcia's lead work. It would weave in and out, sometimes leading, sometimes following, creating this intricate dance that became the Dead's signature sound. Musicians still study his technique today. He was also the young, charismatic frontman. While Jerry Garcia was the spiritual center, Weir had the stage presence that could command a stadium. His voice became iconic on songs like Sugar Magnolia, Truckin', Playing in the Band, and One More Saturday Night. By his early 20s, Bob Weir wasn't just in a successful band. He was helping define what rock music could be, what a concert could feel like, what the relationship between artists and fans could look like. Here's what made the Grateful Dead different. They improvised. Not just a little guitar solo, entire songs would stretch to 30, 40 minutes of pure musical exploration. Every show was genuinely unique. This wasn't a band running through a setlist. This was musical exploration happening in real time. Weir's rhythm guitar was the foundation that made it possible. He knew instinctively when to anchor the song and when to let it drift into uncharted territory. That musical intelligence was crucial to what made the Dead work. But the Dead built something beyond great music. They built a community. Deadheads weren't just fans buying tickets. They were participants in something larger. Many would follow the band from city to city, attending dozens or hundreds of shows over the years. The genius part? The band encouraged it. They let fans record shows and trade tapes. In an era when most bands fought bootleggers, the Dead helped their fans share the music. This grassroots approach built one of the most loyal fan bases in music history, decades before the internet. But here's the real question. What made people follow this band for 30 years? What made Deadheads so dedicated? It was this: the Grateful Dead made you feel part of something bigger. Every show was an adventure into the unknown. You never knew where the music would take you. And Weir, with his boundless energy and presence, was essential to creating that feeling night after night. The statistics are staggering. The Grateful Dead played over 2,300 concerts. Weir was there for almost all of them. Even after Jerry Garcia died in 1995, Weir didn't stop. He formed Rat Dog, then the other ones, eventually Dead and Company. He could have retired. Instead, he kept pushing, kept exploring, kept evolving. Offstage, Bob Weir was more than a rock star. He was an environmentalist before it was mainstream, using his platform for conservation and sustainability. He was a mentor to younger musicians, generous with his time and knowledge. And he was genuinely kind to fans, not in a calculated PR way, but authentically. Stories of him talking with Deadheads for hours, treating everyone with respect, weren't rare. That was just who he was. His guitar playing kept evolving too. Even in his 70s, he was experimenting with new sounds and technologies. He never became a nostalgia act. He remained a true artist, always curious, always growing. So what does Bob Weir leave behind? First, the music itself. Decades of recordings, thousands of live shows, songs that will be studied and cherished for generations. His guitar work fundamentally changed how people think about rhythm guitar in rock music. Before Weir, rhythm guitar was often an afterthought. After Weir, musicians understood could be just as creative and essential as lead work. Second, the cultural blueprint. The Grateful Dead showed artists they didn't have to play by traditional rules. You could let fans record shows. You could improvise instead of performing the same set list. You could build a community instead of just a fan base. You could maintain artistic integrity and still achieve success. That influence is everywhere in modern music. Third, the personal example he set. Bob Weir proved you could be a rock legend and still be a decent person. You could achieve fame without losing humility. You could age without losing your creative edge. You could stay true to yourself while the world constantly changed. The tributes pouring in today aren't just about a famous musician dying. They're about someone who genuinely mattered to millions, who made their lives richer, who gave them something to believe in. One fan said it perfectly. The Dead didn't just play songs. They created spaces where we could all be free together. Bob Weir spent his entire adult life creating those spaces. His influence extends beyond people who saw him play. There are musicians today influenced by musicians who were influenced by Bob Weir. The ripple effect is immeasurable. Bob Weir has passed, but what he built cannot die. Every jam band that prioritizes the journey over the destination, every artist who takes creative risks, every musician who treats fans as partners rather than consumers, that's his legacy, alive and growing. The Grateful Dead always said the music never stops. Bob Weir lived that philosophy completely. And because of what he created, the music truly never will stop. Rest in peace, Bob Weir. Thank you for the music, the community, and the example you set. You showed us that art could be more than entertainment. It could be a way of life. Drop your favorite Bob Weir song in the comments. Let's celebrate his life by sharing what his music meant to us. Thanks for watching.